Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the backstory. Now, there is a lot of tension, or there was a lot of tension in Kitale town after word went round that the Trans Nzoia governor, that is Governor NATEMBEYA, was arrested by plainclothe police officers. So far, what we know is that there was information that NATEMBEYA was arrested by plainclothe police officers, but so far we don't know where he is being held.
Vijana nani? Wameshika NATEMBEYA.
Na tuko kwa ground hapa ni Kitale, kuna watu wametoka.
Ndio hii tumejitokeza.
Kwa hivyo mnataka tuambie serikali yetu
muachilie governor ama saa hii huko kunaharibika hapa Kitale town.
Mambo inaharibika Kenya mzima.
Tumeamua sisi wenyewe.
Muachilie governor George
NATEMBEYA ama Kitale town inachomeka.
Ndio.
Sisi wenyewe tumejitokeza.
Kabisa.
Lazima muachilie governor wetu. Na ndio hao watu tumesanya saa hii.
Watu wako Kitale town.
Saa hii.
Yes.
Na hatujatumwa. Tuko hapa.
Muachilie na
governor NATEMBEYA saa hii.
Na set Panyako pia.
Saa hii.
Mumuachilie.
Bure kika naharibika.
Kabisa.
Vijana power.
Tuchagua mtu wetu.
Siko na nyinyi hapa saa hii. Kama macho.
Wewe kwa stand hapo.
So those are just scenes from Kitale town where residents have been calling on the government to release their governor. Apparently, we are being told he was on his way to Malava constituency where he has been campaigning for Seth Panyako. Remember, Seth Panyako is vying on a DAP Kenya ticket, and Governor NATEMBEYA is an official in DAP Kenya party. So all along he has been coordinating and campaigning for his candidate, which is Seth Panyako, and it was expected as normal that today he was going to oversee the voting process and the counting of votes all the way to when the results are going to be announced in the evening. But we're being told that while on his way to Malava, he was arrested by plainclothe police officers. And so far, we've not received any information about where he's being held. And the police has not come out to inform the public about why he was arrested in the first place. Even though some days back, police officers said that NATEMBEYA had stage managed a shooting that happened during a campaign trail in one of the locations in Malava constituency. I think you saw that video which was trending where NATEMBEYA was in a rally somewhere in Malava constituency. Then a section of rowdy youths came and somehow attacked his rally. And in the process, we are being told that someone shot in the air. And then later, police officers said that NATEMBEYA had staged this. Yesterday, his security was withdrawn, and he complained about it, and he said that his life was in danger. But when asked about why NATEMBEYA's security was withdrawn, this is what Unkown had to say.
Their security have been withdrawn by the National Police Service because the National Police Service have a report that their officers or the officers attached to them are involved in criminal activities. Some who may be seen to be leaning to one side of political divide have chosen to keep quiet and not to share publicly what the police have done. I've seen some have decided to go public. It is not only one person whose security has been withdrawn. It is a number of people, and in both political sides, because we want to make sure that nobody is shot by a police officer in the name of he was protecting these goons or was protecting his boss. In any case, there is no boss tomorrow in Kasipur. The people are the bosses, and they are going to elect their boss. So everybody who is here, who was campaigning for a party or whatever, now your job is done. If you are an election observer, you have a right to become election observer. If you have an agent, a registered agent, you do your work as an agent. Everybody else who is around loitering and trying to interfere with the elections will be treated as a suspect, like all other suspects.
They are accusing the government of intimidation position.
Our job as government is to ensure that goons do not intimidate the voters. And if we can succeed to intimidate the goons, we are very happy. And when goons complain that the government is intimidating them, it is my joy. My problem is when citizens are intimidated. We want to make sure that the goons are intimidated enough, not just intimidated, but they are arrested and charged so that the people of Kenya can have confidence in our electoral process. We wish you well. We wish everybody well. Success to all the candidates and success to IEBC. I know there is a new IEBC team. We wish them the very best as they also work very hard to prove themselves in these elections. We don't want to let anybody down. Everybody must do their part. Those of us who are in the security sector must do our part. The voters must turn out, come out and vote. Exercise your right. We want to see huge turnouts around the country. That is the joy of democracy, and that's the joy of a working country, to see that its people are exercising their democratic rights peacefully and elected leaders they would like them to represent in the various legislative parliament and the county assemblies.
Yeah, now, ladies and gentlemen, it's not that I'm trying to support the government or something, but you know, politicians are also very crafty, and in politics, they say that the end justifies the means, which means politicians can do anything. They can go as far as crying. Politicians can stage their arrest or even their disappearance so as to gain sympathy from the common man. So if it's true that NATEMBEYA stage-managed this, then that is something that needs to be handled by the security officers. But if it's not true, and it was just being barred by the security officers or by the government of the day, not to go and oversee the counting of votes or the voting process in Malava constituency, then that is quite unfortunate. And then the other thing that they also needed to have done, NATEMBEYA is a public leader. So what they should have done maybe is to let him finish up with this process. Tomorrow is Friday. Maybe they should have picked him up tomorrow on Friday or even on Monday. Or they should have summoned him and told him, come to such and such police station where he'd record a statement. And then if he's found to have something that needs to be investigated more, they can arraign him in a court of law. He's a public officer. So his arrests raises a lot of questions as to the motive of his arrests. which Kenyans are now asking about, because we have not been told so far what the motive was. Then the other problem is that NATEMBEYA right now is being viewed as a kingpin of the Luhya nation. His popularity is spreading very fast, and this might be a threat to other politicians from that region. And in order to curtail his influence within the western region, there are so many tactics that can be employed. Among them, maybe arrests and being frustrated here and there, so that at least he can give up on his ambitions of taking over the kingship of the western region. So as we head into 2027, it will be very, very interesting to look at how NATEMBEYA will juggle the two, that is going for a second term as a governor of Trans Nzoia County, and also trying to spread his influence in the entire western region. That is something that we'll keep monitoring and looking at, and see how this upcoming politician who has a lot of influence and a lot of goodwill from people from the western region, how will he juggle the two, and the impact that will have in 2027 general election. But we'll keep also monitoring what's going on, and any other updates that will be given by the government or police service on whereabouts of George NATEMBEYA, and we'll keep you guys updated. So keep it here. If you're new here and you like our content, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell down below so that you can be notified whenever we post a new video. Until next time, bye bye.